Hey guys, I'm Alex. Thanks for clicking and welcome to this lesson on adjective clauses and quantifiers. Okay. Now, if you want to know what an adjective clause is, you can check out any number of the lessons on engvid.com that we have done in the past on this subject. Today, we are focusing on adjective clauses with quantifiers. Now, quantifiers are words that show number, essentially, right? So here we have a bunch of sentences, a quantifier like both, one, all. Okay, it can be a number 1, 2, 3, 4. It can be a lot. It can be a percentage even. Okay, so here we have, we actually have 6 sentences, but let's say 3 sets of sentences. And I want you to tell me, how can you combine these 2 sentences into one? Okay, so we have the first sentence. It says, Chris has 2 sisters. Both of them smoke. Now, if you know anything about adjective clauses, you know that there are 2 types. There can be identifying, non-identifying. Non-identifying means it's extra information. One thing you should know about adjective clauses with quantifiers, they are always going to be non-identifying, means it's always extra information. So this information about Chris's sisters, both of them smoke, is non-essential information. Okay? Let's put this together though. So we can say Chris has 2 sisters. And as you know, with adjective clauses, non-identifying, you put a comma. Both of, now we have them. What do you know about adjective clauses? You always use relative pronouns, right? So what are some relative pronouns in adjective clauses? We have who, whom, that, which, whose, where, when. In this situation, which one of those do you think we use? Okay, if you said whom, you are absolutely correct. Okay, but you're saying, wait, Alex, I learned that in adjective clauses, we only use whom when the subject is receiving an action, okay? In this situation, the sisters smoke, they're doing the action. It should be both of who smoke. Actually, in this situation, whom, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's subject, object, who's doing the action, receiving the action. You're always going to be using whom in the quantifier, okay? Here we have Nikki has 2 phones. One of them is broken. So we can say Nikki has 2 phones. One of, okay, we have them. So what do you think? Which, whom, who, that, where, when, whose? Okay, as we know, a phone is an object. With object, you use which. Now you're saying we can use which or that. However, in adjective clauses with quantifiers such as this, we can't say one of that is broken. We can only use which for objects. Okay, so whom for people, which for objects, and finally, we have Tom's a writer. All of his books are popular. So we're talking about Tom, but we're also talking about his books, right, in the second part of the sentence. So because we're talking about his books, this is a possessive. So with possessives, we know that we use whose. Tom's a writer. All of whose books are popular. Okay, so what I have just shown you are the 3 relative pronouns that we use with quantifiers and adjective clauses. And the only 3 you need to know for this structure are whom, which, and whose. Okay? So again, you can see the construction here. You have a quantifier, both, one, all. You always have of, okay? So both of, one of, all of, and then you have the relative pronoun. Both of whom, one of which, all of whose. And again, whom for people, which for objects, whose for possessives. And let me just show you one more little thing about this structure, and then you guys can do the quiz. Okay, so in the previous examples, you saw the adjective clause with its quantifier in the second part of the sentence. That is not the only possible position. As you can see in these two sentences, it is also possible to put the adjective clause with the quantifier in the middle of the sentence. So here we have J.K. Rowling, comma, all of whose books are popular, comma, is a great writer. So we're saying J.K. Rowling is a great writer, and here you have the quantifier. You're giving extra information about her. You're saying all of her books are popular, all of whose books are popular, is a great writer. In the second example, the movie, comma, most of which was boring, comma, made me fall asleep. So you're saying the movie made me fall asleep, and in the middle part, you're giving extra information, just like a regular adjective clause, and you're saying that most of which was boring. Most of what? The movie, right? Most of the movie was boring. Okay, guys, so just so you understand, you can put the adjective clause with the quantifier at the end of the sentence in the second part. You can also put it in the middle after the subject that you're trying to describe. In this case, J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. And here you have the movie, whatever the movie was, right? Okay, guys, if you want to test your knowledge of this, you can check out the quiz on engvid.com. Good luck.